Pelvic Posse, and welcome to the Empower Your Pelvis podcast.
Hey, it's a snow day here in Kansas City, which can cause some people to have some increased back pain, increased pressure in their vag if they're having prolapse, increased shoulder pain, hip pain, bladder leakage, the list goes on and on. A tailbone pain as well if people slip on the ice, on the snow while they are shoveling the snow. So, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Empower Your Pelvis podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Fisher, and I'm Empower Your Pelvis on Instagram, and I own a couple pelvic floor clinics in Kansas City named Empower Your Pelvis. Today, I've been out shoveling the snow. What we thought we were getting originally was 2 to 4 inches. Then it came out that we might get 6. Then last night it was, you know what, we might get 8 inches. Living in the Midwest, the weathermen, and I love them, are rarely on this. Usually they say 5 inches, we end up with 1. That is typically how the weather goes here in the Midwest. It's way off. We can have all 4 seasons in one day, no joke. But this time they hit the nail right on the head. Woke up this morning at 6 a.m. to check outside so I could see, are we closing clinics? Are we keeping them open? Do I need to let patients know? Am I teaching virtual school for my 3 kiddos? And ends up, we have over 8 inches of snow here. Some areas are like a foot and like 10 inches to 12. So it's insane how much snow we have and how wonderful it is, but it's very nippy out there with lots of wind going around. Now, this morning, I sent my kiddos out because they have lots of energy. My 2 oldest boys finished virtual school by 9 a.m. My kindergartner had a little bit harder time with his virtual school because he had more things to do. He can't read yet. He's learning to write. He needed a lot of mom help as I'm also trying to balance schedules and figure out what the heck we're doing for the day. Once I needed a break myself from kindergarten virtual school, I got dressed head to toe, headed out to the driveway to help my kiddos out, and they were nowhere to be found, except in the backyard, not in the front, building forts as they should. They're boys having fun in the snow. So I grabbed a shovel and I thought, you know what? I need to remind everyone how much we think we're in shape to shovel snow. But the weight of snow changes by the amount of accumulations of snow inches that you have on the shovel and can be very hard. And we need to remind patients to not only, as we get in a habit of shoveling all on one side. You're dipping it down, you're throwing it back, and you're rotating. This is a prime example, a beautiful storm, so be it, to set yourself up for low back pain or hip pain, pelvic floor issues. So if you are like me, or maybe you're in the north right now, like my sisters in Minnesota, you guys shovel snow a lot. Keep in mind, take turns doing both sides of the body to challenge both sides of the core and pelvic floor. Also, as you scoop before you start to lift it up, I need you blowing out. This is just like if you're in the gym lifting weights or lifting kids or lifting a laundry basket in your house, you need to blow out as we rotate. I even like additional support where you're going to blow out, tighten a little bit of hip bone to hip bone. It's very gentle. It's very calming, gentle contraction as we rotate to give additional support. It's not a huge contraction in that hip bone to hip bone where we're pushing things out down low or pushing it out in the lower abdomen, but it's 10% of a contraction if 100% is a full one. You can also blow out and pick up a blueberry or suck up a smoothie in the pelvic floor to give support if you are leaking urine or you are somebody that has prolapse. That is me. Okay. I like to give my body additional support as I do that. I also take breaks of being able to scoop and lift and try to push. Now, we have so much snow in our driveway. The pushing is not really happening. I think I made it 3 inches of a push, and then all that snow just compacts and builds up a wall where you can't get through. So it was a lot of baby. Even scoops have even taken off even half of the height and scooping that out if you need to for less pain in the back or less weight on the shovel. But then I also went, after I'm sweating my butt off out there, mosey-dozied back into my backyard, grabbed my 2 oldest boys, called them for help to come do what they could in the yard, in the front yard and in the driveway. And as I'm doing this, I'm realizing we all took a break for hot chocolate because we were cold and getting whipped in the face with snow. that I haven't actually finished my driveway yet. So I'm going to have to go back out there and finish the driveway because we don't have a snowblower here in Kansas City. It's honestly a crapshoot when we're going to get snow what year and how much it's going to fall. Again, usually it's not in this much snow at one time. And we're suspected to get another 4 inches this Friday. We're currently on a Tuesday, and it's supposed to all turn to ice tonight, refreeze because we're at like 16 degrees. And then we're going to drop into like -10 over the weekend, but we're supposed to get in more snow on Thursday and Friday night into Friday morning. So we'll see how that goes. Lo and behold, if you are having pelvic floor issues or low back issues, just be mindful as you are scooping snow and moving snow or outside going sledding. It's my favorite thing. I hope we do that today. But keep in mind that you've got to blow out the same way you would any kind of other weight lifts that you are doing. Tighten up that pelvic floor. If you're having pelvic floor issues when you get inside afterwards, go ahead and lay on your back, get in that bridge position where you're on your back with your knees bent. And you can go through bridging where you're blowing out, lifting that booty in the air, squeezing it. You can even add in a pick up the blueberry, suck up a smoothie. Put your booty back on the ground so you're flat with your knees bent again. Breathe in, blow out. Lift that butt up in the air in a bridge position, squeeze that butt. You can run through 10 reps of those, see how you're feeling. And you can also get in a modified puppy pose. It's like a child's pose with your butt higher in the air and contract your pelvic floor up and all the way back down there too. Work on really focusing on the release, the letdown after you pick it up. But sometimes we just need to activate that tissue down there and remind it what we need it to do to help support our organs. If you have any questions on prolapse, please let me know. Or if you have any other issues while you're out shoveling snow, please ask away. And please like and subscribe to the show. Share with friends who may be interested in learning more to support their pelvic floor. And I am happy to help. Hope you have a great snow day.
Hey, Pelvic Posse. I want to thank you so much for joining into this week's episode of the Empower Your Pelvis podcast. Can I ask you a couple of favors, please? Number 1, can you like and subscribe to this podcast so that you can continue to empower your pelvis forever so that you will never miss out? Number 2, can you leave us a rating and a review telling them how amazing we are and everything that you have learned about your pelvic health? And then number 3, if you haven't seen the video version of this podcast, you can go over to youtube.com/C/empower your pelvis for all your visual learners out there. We have all types of great visuals in there for you to not only listen to, but to also watch. Thank you so much again, and make sure to give your pelvis some love. Until next time, peace out, Pelvic Posse.